Hello everyone, this is part 3 of What If Naruto Was Betrayed and Turns Evil, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to see more, comment down below. Naruto and Sakura moved from the area they were in, with Sasuke's unconscious body. They were currently in a hollow tree that covered them up and gave them shelter. Naruto was currently asleep, with the widest smile on his face that gave Sakura the creeps. It just didn't go with the usual cool and calm and scary Naruto. Naruto told Sakura that Orochimaru blocked off Kurama when he used his sealing jutsu, and he was finally free to do what he wanted. Hearing that made Sakura smile. Naruto has gone through so much with Kurama that it made her cringe when Naruto would tell her what she would do to his mind while he was asleep. The way Sakura believes, Naruto should be held the hero of the village and not Menma and Mito. Sakura was standing watch, but was really tired. She stayed up all night, watching Naruto and Sasuke's bodies. She really was jealous, she wanted to sleep too. She then threw a kunai in the bush, hearing something in them. What ran out wasn't what she expected. A squirrel, thought Sakura with a deadpan look. She then noticed something weird. Hey, she yelled and ran to the squirrel, and took the explosive note off it, saving its life. Who would do that to a little cute thing like you, she said as she rubbed the squirrel to her cheek, making the small mammal purr in delight. Then, the squirrel was taken out of her hands. She turned around to see Naruto cut its head off and start to peel the fur off. Naruto, don't do that, it was so cute, said a now sad Sakura. Naruto then held the now peeled squirrel in his palm and used his fire chakra to cook it instantly, and took a bit. Your yelling woke me up. I'm glad it did though, we have company, he said as he looked in the trees. Yeah, I noticed, she said. She got a kunai out and wrapped her explosive tag around it and threw it in the trees. When it exploded, 3 figures jumped down to dodge the blast. About time you all came out, said Sakura as she looked at the sound team in front of them. We are not here for you two, we want the Uchiha, said the middle one that was bent over. The Uchiha is asleep, come back some other time, said Naruto to the hunchback. We don't care, we're here to kill him, so move out the way, said Zaku, surprising the two. Why do you want to kill Sasuke-kun, yelled Sakura. It's none of your business, so step aside, said the girl on the sound team, Kin. My teammate is my business, said Sakura in defense. It seems you don't want the easy way out of this, so we'll just take care of you now, said Dosu. Don't make me laugh, with me and Naruto, we can beat anyone in this forest, exclaimed Sakura. No, you will handle them on your own, said Naruto. What? Why? Yelled Sakura. Because, me and Sasuke have been doing most of the fighting during our missions, you just stood behind. This time it is you on your own. And if you fail, Naruto then pointed at Sasuke, I'll let them kill Sasuke, he said as he sat down by Sasuke, picking his nails. Please, Naruto, don't do this, she pleaded. Shouldn't have been talking shit, he said. Sakura huffed at him, and turned to her competition. If I play my cards right, I could beat 'em all. Just stay on your guard, don't get cocky, thought Sakura. You're going to have this little girl fight us. What a joke, we should just. Zaku didn't get to finish because of Sakura, burying her fist into his stomach, making him be blown back into a tree. Kin, don't be dumb like Zaku, attack with caution, he said as he rushed at Sakura. He extended his arm at Sakura to punch her, but she dodged and hit him head on with her fist. As he flew, Sakura felt dizzy. Kin came at her with Senbon in hand, and charged a now down Sakura. What she didn't expect was for Sakura jump up and kick Kin in her legs, making her fall to the ground. Sakura then stomped on top of Kin, both legs on Kin's arms. You're done, Doton, earth holding technique, she said as earth came from the ground and wrapped around Kin's legs, arms, and midsection. You all think you're going to kill Sasuke-kun. Well, you're dead wrong, she yelled with a fire at her eyes. How did you disable my technique? Asked a recovering Dosu. I don't know what you did to hurt my ears, but I healed it quickly with my mystical palm technique, letting me heal wounds instantly. I'm your worst opponent, said Sakura. She had 1 down, 2 to go. Forget you. Decapitating airwaves, yelled Zaku as he pointed his blasters at Sakura, and sent a large wind blast towards Sakura. Doton, Earth Dome Technique, yelled Sakura as a dome of earth covered her, protecting her from the wind. This wind was nothing compared to Naruto's. Damn, we can't get to her, said Zaku. Yeah, but we should go help Kin out, said Dosu as he walked towards the still trapped Kin. About time. This hurts. I can't believe a fangirl is this strong, said Kin. But before Dosu could free Kin, hands came from under the ground, and pulled Dosu to the ground, his head the only thing showing. Sakura then came from the ground, coughing a little. I always hated that, she said to herself. What? How did you do that? Yelled Dosu and Zaku. You all lowered your guard when you couldn't see me, but that didn't mean I couldn't see you too, she said. Zaku was getting mad, this little girl was toying with them. It was embarrassing. I'll kill you now, yelled Zaku as he pointed his hands at Sakura. Oh no you don't, said Sakura as she put a kunai at Dosu's throat, and threw a kunai with her explosive tag next to Kin, ready to detonate. Attack me and your teammates die, understand? Now answer my question, why do you want to kill Sasuke-kun? Zaku was still deciding if he should tell or not, but Dosu beat him to it. We were told to kill the Uchiha for Orochimaru-sama, leader of Oto, he said. But why would he want to kill Sasuke-kun when he gave him that weird mark? He said that Sasuke would be a good follower for him, asked Sakura, surprising the three. He was already marked. What's going on here? The three had similar thoughts. It's because he wants to test the Uchiha, and you three were there to do that, said Naruto, as he jumped next to Sakura. Good job, you held your own well, he said. This made Sakura smile, she did feel strong. She handled 3 genin on her own, that gave her ego boost. To test the Uchiha, that means we're just, said Kin. Target dummies. Naruto finished. When did Orochimaru-sama give Sasuke the curse mark, asked Dosu. A few hours ago, we fought him and won, but I let Orochimaru give Sasuke the curse mark for my own reasons, said Naruto. Well now that we have our information, why don't you give me your scroll? We'll be on our merry way then, said Sakura. Just then, a smoke cloud enveloped Sasuke as he got up, black markings all over his body. I feel so strong. Like I can do anything, whispered Sasuke. TCH. And you were against getting the curse mark. Well look at you now, praising it, said Naruto. Naruto then walked over to Dosu and pulled him out the ground, and used his wind control to cut Kin free of her bounds. You want to use your new powers now? Use it on them, he said as he pointed at the now shaking genin. Naruto grabbed Sakura and Shunshin somewhere else but near to see the battle massacre. You all ready? Asked Sasuke, as he disappeared and attacked. The sound genin had no chance. Sasuke normal ninja skills, which are already high level, with the curse mark, it would be a one-sided battle. In a good 3 minutes, Kin was knocked out, Dosu was slammed into a tree, and now Sasuke had Zaku's hands behind him with his foot implanted in the middle of his back. You take pride in these arms, would be a shame if something broke them, said Sasuke in a creep voice, as he put force in his foot, causing pain in Zaku's arm sockets. Then something wrapped around Sasuke's midsection. He looked back to see Sakura, crying in his back. Please stop. I don't see you like this. It reminds me of Naruto. Please, Sasuke-kun, stop this, said Sakura. Sakura, Sasuke said as the curse mark receded back to its normal form. He let go of Zaku's arms, making Zaku fall to the ground, and returned Sakura's hug. Naruto jumped down to the ground, looking at the scene going on between his 2 teammates, and decided to end it. You told the Uchiha to stop because it reminded him of me, why do you act like that is a bad thing? He said with a smirk. You don't realize how much life is worth, Naruto. But that isn't your fault, but it seems no one can change how you think, said Sakura. This made Naruto frown, no one can change how he thinks. No one is supposed to, not anymore. He got rid of Kurama, and he wasn't going to go back. Naruto walked up to the Otonin, checked their pockets and found a heaven scroll, the scroll they needed to pass the exam. We are done here, let's go, he said. But before they left, he scratched the Otonin on their skin and they all jumped away. Inside Genjutsu, where are we? Said Dosu. I don't know, all I remember is getting destroyed by Sasuke. Said Zaku. Let's look around then, see if we can find anything. Said Kin. There's no need, said a voice. The tree looked back to see Naruto, his hands in his hoodie pockets, his body in a slouched position. You're that kid, said Dosu, tensing up, ready for a fight. Calm yourself, I am not here to fight, only to talk. Said a calm Naruto. Well then tell us where we are. Yelled Kin, we are inside my Genjutsu, Fox Illusion, Fox Den meeting. It allows me to make every one of you to come into the same dream, and to talk only, which is what I want to do with you three. Said Naruto. Talk about what? Asked Dosu. I want you three to join me. Said Naruto. Join you, the three said at the same time. Yes, join me. You saw how Orochimaru used you like he did. You're nothing to him, he said to the genin. No, that's not true. Orochimaru said that he would take care of us, never leave us alone. Said Zaku. What he said is lies. If it wasn't for Sakura, you all would have been dead, and Orochimaru knew that. He knew the power of that seal. It was more than enough to handle you. Said Naruto. You say join you where? Said Dosu. I am starting a new village in Nami no Kuna, the land of waves. There is where you will get stronger, and get revenge. You won't have to worry about how you will get a meal, or if you are going to die the next day. Because of my training I am going to make you strong as S-class ninja. What you see my teammate do to you was only a couple months, but years under me, and think of what power you would have. Naruto said as he walked around the team. How would you get to train us in Wave when you are a part of Konoha? Asked Dosu. I am leaving Konoha soon, and I will send you to Wave with my Harishin. I already have someone over there. Have you ever heard of Zabuza Momoki, the demon of the mist? Asked Naruto. You recruited him also? Asked a surprised Zaku. Yes, and he and his daughter are there in Wave getting stronger, not worrying about people trying to kill them for a bounty. So what do you say? Stay with Orochimaru and in some time soon you either die or he uses you for his experiments, or you join me and become stronger than you believe. Your choice, said Naruto. I'm in, instantly said Kin. What? Kin, are you sure? Asked Zaku. Yes, I can feel that we can trust this boy, and he is right. Orochimaru casted us out, he doesn't need us. But that's the thing, he doesn't know about this, that we're going leave Oto, can tell all about the invasion and Orochimaru's plans. Said Kin. Invasion, said Naruto. Few hours later Team 7 jumped down on the ground. In front of them is a pond. Naruto, what are we doing here? Asked Sakura. I need to take a bath. Said Naruto. What? We're so close to the tower though, take a bath there. Yelled Sakura. No, I do not know if the tower has a shower, so I will take my bath here. Said Naruto. He then took off his black hoodie and the red t-shirt he had underneath, showing his abs and a very well-defined six-pack. Oh, my god. Said a now drooling Sakura. Naruto, when did you get so strong? Said Sasuke. I would train in myself for hours among hours. If I didn't finish my exercises, I would be punished. Kurama-chan said I need to be strong to be a demon. That and she wanted something to feel on when she had her fun. Said Naruto. It was then that the two saw the many scars that litter all around Naruto's body. Naruto, sadly thought Sakura. How much have you gone through? Did the Kyuubi mess you up that bad? Thought a sorrowful Sasuke. The two then saw Naruto start to move onto his cargo pants. Sakura turned around, not wanting to be unfaithful to Sasuke, and Sasuke turned around not wanting to be outshone in the downstairs area too. In the trees the team weren't the only ones in the clearing. There was a team that held the Jinchuriki of the seven-tailed beetle, Fu. She came from Takagaku, a small ninja village. The people there hated Fu, she had no friends, no family, no one loved her, no one accepted her Biju, Chome. Chome took care of Fu during her childhood, and taught her some things as well. Chome and Fu were each other's best friends. Fu's teammates, on the other hand, didn't like Fu at all. What made it worst was that the two were beautiful girls that were also strong. The first girl, Aiko, was a lovely girl. She had stunning brown hair, and a round-shaped face, and bright blue eyes. She had an almost tan skin color, that went with her hair well. She wore a back shirt, that hugged her midsection very well, with a small open brown jacket that stopped right below her breast. She wore black leggings and blue sandals, making her look amazing. Amaya, the second girl, was just as pretty. She had long black, smooth hair, stop at her back. She had midnight black eyes, that went well with her hair. She wore a zipped-up black jacket and black pants, black sandals, completing her look. But for her love of black, she had the most purest color of white for her skin color. The team were looking down at Team 7, debating on what should be done. Maybe we should just leave, we have our scroll, we stay around, asked Fu, with almost similar thoughts as Sakura. Why would we do that? We should take this opportunity and get their Jinchuriki. I've heard that Konoha treats him worse than even you, Fu. Said Aiko. If we were to make that Jinchuriki switch to our side, we would be heroes, said Amaya. That, and he does look really good, said Aiko with a blush. Then they saw Naruto take off his hoodie and shirt, revealing his abs. Oh, my God. The three said, just like Sakura. Oh, okay. New plan. We make the Jinchuriki come with us to Takagakure, and then we make him ours. We can share him, said Aiko. Share him, said Fu. Not you, Fu. Me and Amaya. Who would want you? She said. While the two were discussing their plan, Fu was hurt. No one likes me. Instead of capturing him, I should take this opportunity and run. I could stay in the forest or something. But I really want to get away from these two. And what they're planning, it could succeed. After all, I have also heard of the things people have done to that Jinchuriki. It makes my suffering look like child's play. Maybe I should get to know him better and at least give each other someone to relate to. Thought Fu. The girls continued to watch Naruto bath, with enjoyment in their eyes, but Fu was the only one who saw the scars, which made her cringe. Then, when Naruto was done, him and his two teammates left the area, to go to the tower. The Taki team following also. The tower inside the tower, the team read the scroll on the wall and figured out that they need to open the scrolls. When they did, their old teacher, Iruka Umino, came out. Hey guys, he said with a smile. Iruka-sensei, said Sakura. Yeah, it's been a while. I see you three have gotten better as well. It's only noon on the second day and you're already finished the second exam, congratulations. He said. Naruto just looked while his old teacher talked. He never was close to Iruka. Iruka never did nothing to him, so he was neutral in Naruto's book. After they got done talking, Iruka instructed the three to a room for them to stay in until the fifth day. Cafeteria. Naruto got a plate of food and sat down. He wasn't with Sasuke and Sakura, the two said they wanted to sleep in a bed and shower before they ate, which was good with him. He could eat in peace. He then looked at the food he got and noticed that he got some deer meat, just like how he did in Wave. Tsunami, KK, no, Car-chan, thought Naruto as he referred to Tsunami as she wanted him to in the letter that she gave him. He started to eat, but then two females came up to him, with a look in their eyes that Kurama used to have when she was feeling herself. There goes my peaceful supper, thought a now aggravated Naruto. When they sat down in front of him, he noticed their heads bands signified that they came from Takagakure. Hello there, Mr. Jinchuriki, said Aiko, as she moved some hair out of her eyes to make herself look good. Why were you spying on me in the forest? Said Naruto, going straight to the points, surprising the two. You knew, said Amaya. Yes, I could sense you staring at me, which is why I wanted to know why would you do something like that? Questioned Naruto. Well, before we get to that, I want to introduce ourselves. I'm Aiko, and this is Amaya. We wish to make a deal with you. Which is, said Naruto as he started to eat his food. We want you to come to Takagakure with us, said Amaya. Why would I do that, said a bored Naruto, so you can get away from Konoha. We've heard what they done to you, it's not right. You must be so alone, not having anyone to talk to, spend time with, said Aiko, then she put her hand on top of Naruto's. Why would you stay in a place that hates you? You're a ninja for a village. You help Konoha bring in money, and the way that thank you. Putting poison in your food, said Amaya. How would you know about the life of a Jinchuriki? Asked Naruto. We have heard around that you're treated badly here, it's inhumane, said Aiko. Then, the two walked on the side of the table that Naruto sat at, and sat down beside him. We could help you, and together, you can be loved in Takagakure, appreciated for what you do, Aiko said. And if you do. Amaya then slid closer to Naruto and put her mouth close to Naruto's ear. Me and Aiko can be your first friends. She whispered and put Naruto's earlobe in her mouth. The two were messing with Naruto, but Naruto was still focused on his food. Granted their seduction skills were superb, it wouldn't work on Naruto. Naruto then looked up to see the Jinchuriki that he sensed in the first exam was there, far off, looking at what was happening at Naruto's table. This was the best time to talk to her. You two come with me, he said as he got up from the table. Where are we going? Asked Aiko. You'll see, was all that Naruto said. The two did a girly squeal and latched onto Naruto's arms. They started to walk towards Fu, but Aiko and Amaya were too distracted at feeling on Naruto to notice where they were going. When Naruto stopped, the two noticed that they sat in front of Fu. Oh no, they both thought. Sit, Naruto said, which they did. Naruto then sat in front of Fu. What is your name? He said to Fu. I'm FF Fu, said Fu. Calm yourself, you're talking to someone you can relate to, why mess up a chance to talk to a fellow Jinchuriki? Said Naruto. After taking a breath, Fu spoke. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared to talk to you. I haven't talked to a Jinchuriki before. I must say I am very nervous. She said. It is nothing to worry about. Tell me about you, Naruto. Yes, my name is Fu, and I was born in Taki and then later made a Jinchuriki right after my birth. I grew up with many friends, Taki really is a... You can stop lying now, said Naruto. What? I'm not lying, said Fu. Yes you are, I can tell. My Biju gives me the power to tell if someone is having any kind of negative thoughts or is lying to me when they talk. Since you lied, I can assume that you have no friends and that you are discriminated in Taki, is this true? Asked Naruto. No, Naruto-kun, Taki really is, be quiet. Naruto interrupted Aiko. Please continue, Fu. Taking another breath, Fu continued. Yes, I have. Everyone hates me, and I never had a friend there at Taki. Even these two, who failed in their efforts to seduce me. Said Naruto as he pointed to a shocked Aiko and Amaya. Yes, even they hate me. She said. Naruto-kun, we are friends with Fu. I said be quiet. If you don't, I will not take up your offer. He said. That shut him up. You still might join, said a now happy Fu. Yes, but I must still think about such things. I shall see you later, Fu. He said as he got up from the table. He then walked over to Fu's side of the table and scratched her arm a little. The fox will return, he said as he walked off to his room. When Naruto left, Aiko and Amaya looked at Fu. I can't believe that happened. He just said that we failed in seduction. But at the village, we always have boys turning their heads at us. Said Aiko. I don't understand, this wasn't supposed to go how I wanted it to go. Said Amaya. Fu, on the other hand, was blushing mad. She thought that Naruto looked so cool, and when he scratched his arm and left. Of my god, she had this warm feeling when he did that, like when Chome gave her some of her yokai. Wait a second, thought Fu as she looked at the scratch on her arm. I must go, she said to her teammates as she left and went to her room to sleep. Genjutsu Fu opened her eyes to see a small fire in front of her. She looked up and it seemed to be a cave she was in. Where am I? She said. In my Genjutsu, said Naruto, as he appeared from the darkness. Naruto-kun, she whispered. Listen, I need you to tell you something, said Naruto. Naruto then told her of his plan to make her go to Wave and to keep it a secret. He would send her over with the Oto group after the Chunin exams are over. He told her that he was faking when he said that he was faking when he said that he would think about going to Taki with them, it was just to make Aiko and Amaya think that he was wanting to leave with them. He said that when she would to get to Wave, that he would train her to become stronger than she would ever believe. After a while, Fu understood everything. So do you agree? Said Naruto. Yes, I'll go with you after the Chunin exams. But I do have a question. Would I be treated right I Wave? She said with worry. Yes. The people of Wave have all gone through things and I saved them, making them love me. The people that I'm sending over have also been treated wrong, so they would understand your predicament. You will be loved, said Naruto. Then I have no other objections. She said. Good. Continue the exams like nothing has ever happened between us, understood, he said, and she nodded. Good, I'll see you later then. He said. Then the genjutsu started to fade away. Naruto's room. Naruto woke up after talking to Fu. Fu told him that she got along with Chome, and that they had a good relationship, something Naruto couldn't understand. Naruto lifted up his shirt to see the seal was still in place, and then went to sleep. Too bad he didn't see the seal start to glow red a little, and start to fade some. Just a little longer, Naruto-kun, said Kurama from the seal. Oh yeah, Kurama coming back soon, so very soon inside the tower, 3 days later. The second exam was now over. 8 teams passed the second exam, which was unheard of. The first team was the Suna team, hosting Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro. The second team was Naruto's team, hosting Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. The next team was the Taki team, hosting Aiko, Amaya, and Fu. The next team was Guy's team, hosting Neji, Tenten, and Rock Lee. The next team was Kabuto's team, hosting Kabuto, Yuri Akako, and Misumi Tsurugi. The next team was Kurenai's team, hosting Kiba and Akamaru, Hinata, and Shino. The next team was Kushina's team, hosting Menma, Mito, and Sai. And the last team that arrived was Asuma's team, hosting Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji. Most of the teams came in the last day. The cloths and their skin all messed up was proof of their struggle. Naruto's team, however, was at 100% capacity and ready to fight. The 3 spent their time outside, getting some sun, sleeping, eating, and the process repeated itself. Everyone was now lined up in the arena of the tower, ready for the part of the exam. Then, in a yellow flash, Minato Namikaze showed up in front of the Genins, his cloak flapping behind him. Hello, Genin. I must congratulate you all for your efforts in passing the second round of the Chunin exams. The Chunin exams, though, is more than you think, he said. Then, Minato went into deep detail about the Chunin exams being a replacement for war, saying that villages sent the best genin to show off their skills in front of those who have offers and jobs for villages, surprising most of the genin. Before Minato could finish his speech, a jonin appeared in front of him. Hokage-sama, please let me take over from here. Cough, cough, said the jonin. All right then, good luck everyone, he said as he went up to his podium to watch the fights. All right. Cough, cough. My name is Hayat. Cough, cough, Gecko. We shall have a preliminaries. Cough, cough, because there are too many people here. Cough, cough, to continue. Cough, cough, so the matches will appear. Then an electronic board appeared on the wall behind Gecko. On this board. Cough, cough, the names will be chosen at random. Cough, cough, so that means even your teammates cough, cough, are now your enemies. Does everyone cough, cough understand? He asked. Everyone nodded, but was wondering if the jonin was dying of some unknown disease. Good, then let cough, cough, the battles begin. May cough, cough, you please bring your attention cough, cough, to the board, said Gecko. Then names started to flash between each other till it finally stopped on 2 names. Will Sasuke Uchiha cough, cough, and Yuri Akado stay here? Everyone else cough, cough, report to the stands. Everyone went up to the stands, but Sakura gave Sasuke a good luck hug, and ran up to the stands. Naruto and Sakura went up to where Kakashi was standing and stood there. Naruto jumped up and sat on top of the railings, not saying a word to Kakashi. Yo, good job making it this far you two. I am very proud, said Kakashi with a nice smile. The 2 didn't even say anything back to Kakashi, causing him to huff in grief and look down at the floor. Let the match begin, yelled Gecko, as he jumped away from the fight. I'll finish you quick and easy, said Yuri, as he adopted a taijutsu stance. Your cockiness will be your end, said Sasuke as he got into his clan's taijutsu stance, the interceptor fist. The 2 didn't move for a moment, but then Yuri rushed at Sasuke, making him smile. To him, Yuri was going at a slow pace. When he finally reached to Sasuke, he tried to grab Sasuke, only for Sasuke to disappear, surprising Yuri. Sasuke then appeared behind Yuri and kicked him in the back of his knees, causing him to fall to the ground. Sasuke then pinned Yuri to the ground as he stomped on his back with an extreme force, causing Yuri to scream out in pain. Sasuke then turned Yuri's head and took off his glasses and turned on his Sharingan. Genjutsu, Sharingan, said Sasuke as he put Yuri into a Genjutsu, ending his match. Winner, Sasuke Uchiha cough, cough, said Gecko. Sasuke then walked up to his side of the stance with the rest of his teammates. Kakashi looked at Sasuke and smiled. Great job, Sasuke. I've taught you well, he said. TCH, you haven't taught me anything, Sasuke said to Kakashi with a glare. What? Said a now surprised Kakashi. He couldn't continue as the board chose the match. Zaku and Shino, cough, cough, please come down to the floor, said Gekko. The match is the same, only Zaku surrenders when he is cornered, saving his arms. It seems the boy has learned some common sense, thought Naruto and a disguised Orochimaru as they watched the two walk back up the stance. Will Mitsumi Tsurugi and Kankuro come down to the floor? Cough, cough. Same as canon, will Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamanaka report to the floor? Cough, cough, said Gekko. The two came down and faced each other, ready for battle. Begin, yelled Gekko as he jumped away. It's time, Sakura, to show Sasuke-kun that I'm stronger and better suit for him than you are, said a cocky Ino. Sakura only looked at Ino and then put her headband on her forehead, where belongs. So you want to go serious? Fine, she said as she also moved her headband to her forehead. Even though Sakura looked calm on the outside, Sakura was having a debate on the inside. What should I do? I don't want to hurt Ino, but then I don't want to lose. She over there only focused on Sasuke-kun, that she isn't worried at what's hand. Oh, I don't know what to do, she thought. Kill the bitch, yelled Ina Sakura knew. I can't do that, she's my friend, said Sakura. Girl, what over there is your friend? So yeah, she helped you with bullies and shit when you were a kid, but who the fuck cares? That hoe over there is trying to take Sasuke-kun from us. Nobody does that to us, now do they? Yelled the Ina Sakura. Sakura then got a fire in her eyes. Ina Sakura convinced her that Ino was just another enemy. Nobody touches Sasuke-kun other than MMMMMMMEEEE, thought a now crazy Sakura. That's right, bitch. Now go over there, whoop that hoe's ass, and take Sasuke-kun as yours, yelled Ina Sakura. Here I come, Ino, said Sakura as she ran up to Ino. Ino wasn't ready when Sakura ran up to her and punched her midsection, causing her eyes to widen in pain. Ino couldn't fly away from the force of the blow because Sakura grabbed Ino's arm. She then bent all the way over and slammed Ino into the ground, similar like how she did Orochimaru in the forest. Ino was in disbelief and pain. How did Sakura know how to fight so good? She at least thought that they would be even in strength, but she was wrong. Really, really wrong. The crowd watched as Sakura put the hands on Ino, while Ino couldn't do anything about it but take her beating. Kakashi looked at the fight with wide eyes. What? How did she learn to fight like this? Said Kakashi. What do you mean, Kakashi-san? Aren't you the one who taught Sakura in her youthfulness? Asked Guy. No. All of this that's happening is the first time I've ever seen from her. She usually didn't fight when in mission, and the only time she did was when she fought the Demon Brothers, but those two weren't really strong and I thought she just got lucky, said Kakashi. So what you're saying is that your student's strength is unknown to you. How unyouthful, said a sad Guy. Before Sakura was about to land another punch, something called out to her. Sakura, yelled Naruto with a mad face as he looked down on the fight. Yeah, said a now scared face as she looked at the face Naruto was making. Hurry this fight up. No one wants to see you beat up this weakling anymore. You're wasting my time with such a display. End it, he demanded. Ino got up from the ground and looked up to Naruto. Weakling, whispered Ino. Sorry, Ino, said Sakura as she punched Ino in the stomach again, only with so much force that Ino flew back into the wall and left an imprint on it. W winner, Sakura cough, cough Haruno, said a surprised Gekko. Sakura jumped up to her team and got right next to Naruto, who was looking at Sakura with a mad face. I'm sorry, Naruto. I should have finished it earlier, but what she said about Sasuke-kun made me go into a fury, said Sakura. Naruto just looked at Sakura, then turned his head to the floor. Don't do it again, was all he said. Will Temari and cough, cough Tenten come down to the floor, said Gekko. Team 7 wasn't paying attention, though. Kakashi wanted to talk to his team. Sakura, where did you learn how to fight like that? Said Kakashi. Not you, apparently. You didn't have time to teach me. Right, Kakashi-sensei, said Sakura as she looked at him. Some people around heard them. What are you talking about? I taught you some things, he stated in defense. I already knew tree walking when you taught it to us, other than that, you have taught me nothing, said Sakura as she looked down at the fight. Minato was looking at the scene with curiosity in his eyes. Kakashi hasn't been training his team. That doesn't sound like him, he thought. He then looked at Naruto and then glared. And why did she listen to him when he told her to hurry with their fight? She looked scared at him when he said that. And then to bow her head to him. What's going on here? As the fight continued, Temari won with a landslide, and Shikamaru won with him knocking Kin out when she got too close to the wall. Will Naruto and Kiba Inuzuka come down to the floor? Said Gekko. www.0000000H0000. We got the easy on Akamaru. This will be easy, yelled Kiba, as he jumped down to the floor. His trusted pup, Akamaru, barked in agreement and jumped next to Kiba. Naruto decided to take the stairs. No use wasting his chakra on something like the dog boy. Well, technically, foxes are a part of the dog family. But we're better, he thought as he got up from his seat from the rail and started to walk down to the floor. When Naruto passed Sasuke, he heard him say, "Don't kill him." No promises, said Naruto as he passed Sasuke. As he was still walking, he passed by his mother, brother, sister, and Sai. Of course, his sister and brother had to say something. Good luck with your beating, Naruto, said Menma. I won't be visiting you in the hospital, said Mito. Naruto ignored him and finally made it down to the floor. He looked up to see Gaara looking down at him with fear. This boy, he is dangerous, very dangerous, thought Gaara as he looked into Naruto's red eyes. It felt like Naruto was killing him only with just looking at him. Gaara was visibly shaking, causing his siblings to notice. Is Gaara scared of him? Temari and Kankuro had similar thoughts. Naruto stopped looking at Gaara and stared at his competition. May the match, cough, begin, yelled Gekko as he jumped away. This will be so easy. You might as well give up now. I remember that all you could do was dodge while we were in the academy. That's your only talent, but now that I'm faster, you stand no chance, yelled Kiba, trying to make Naruto mad. Naruto just stared at Kiba. He was nothing to him. Why was he even here? Oh yeah, his plans started with the Chunin exams, but they were so boring. Kiba saw that Naruto wasn't paying attention, so he said something to Naruto that sealed his fate. I'll beat you just like I heard about when you were younger. Then you'll recognize that you are weak, and will always be weak. Sakura and Sasuke slapped their foreheads when they heard this. Kiba was just too cocky, and now he was dead. Naruto's widened when he heard this. He had a couple memories go through his mind when he heard this. Naruto's eyes flashed a bright red, the anger in his eyes was clear. It almost scared Kiba. You have crossed the line now. I was just going to knock you out, but now I shall do worse, said Naruto. He then put his right hand inside the compartment that held his claw. He securely put it on his right hand and looked at Kiba. The attack I will use on you will give you a 50-50 chance on living. It all depends on the blood lost you will have, said a dead serious Naruto. Naruto then got into a running position, his right hand behind him. Like that will scare me, I'll finish this with on underscore. Naruto then appeared behind Kiba, his right arm now covered in blood. Kiba's jacket opened up and so did his stomach. Blood flew everywhere from his stomach. A gash appeared from the bottom of Kiba's bottom left part of his stomach to his right shoulder. Kiba fell over, eyes rolled to the back of his head. Kiba, yelled Kurenai as she jumped down. Hinata and Shino followed down with their sensei. Blood was pouring from his wound, and poor Akamaru was barking in sadness that his partner was not responding to him. Someone please go get a medic, yelled Kurenai in desperation. Hinata started to cry as she looked at Kiba's downed form. She looked up to Naruto, as he started to walk back up to the stands. Why would you do this? She yelled to him. Because who spoke out of his jurisdiction, stated Naruto. In anger, Hinata ran up to Naruto, but was stopped by Sasuke and Sakura. Why are you helping him? Said Hinata. We're helping you not get killed, said Sasuke. They are correct, think when you attack me. I am not a weakling like Dog Boy, he said and started to walk up the stairs. When he passed his family, he looked to them to see their shocked faces. No one could have saw Naruto when he moved, which made him glad. He looked at Mito and said, will you not visit Kiba in the hospital either? Because I, apparently don't need it. He said with a laugh as he continued to walk toward Kakashi. Kushina looked at Naruto with fear. She didn't even see Naruto move, and she was sure no one else did too. How did he do that? Thought Kushina. The Oto team and Fu, on the other hand, saw the skill Naruto had and was glad that they were on his side. Naruto sat back in the same spot he did earlier, and while he did, Kakashi was looking at him with the most widest eyes. NNN Naruto, said a very surprised Kakashi. What, was all he said. What just happened? I won, he said. When Kiba was cleared off the floor, Naruto noticed that he still had some of his blood on his arm. He then saw Gaara, and purposely slung some of the blood on Gaara on the other side of the room. The blood landed on Gaara's face and his siblings started to back away from Gaara. He dies, slowly, painfully. I don't care that he is stronger than me, with Mother's help, I can win. Was all Gaara thought. Will Hinata and Neji please come down to the floor? Cough, coughed said Gecko. Good luck, Hinata-chan, said Menma as he gave her a quick kiss on the cheek. With a giggle and quick, thank you, she jumped down to meet Neji on the floor. It's time to show you Neji that I am ready to save our clan from the bird seal cage. I show you by beating you in this match, yelled Hinata. Hump, like you will change a thing. Just because your fiancé is the fourth son, doesn't mean a thing. The Branch family will always be like the way it is, and if someone were to change that, it most certainly won't be you, yelled a angry Neji. In the stands, Sai turned next to Menma. Menma-kun, what are they talking about down there, he asked. As you may know, I am going to marry Hinata in the future, but it isn't just because of love. I shall marry her to have more of an influence in the Hyuga clan, and change their ways in treating the Branch family. Neji, on the other hand, doesn't believe Hinata or I can do it. He believes that we are too weak to do such things, but Hinata will prove him wrong in this fight. Said Menma with a smile of belief. The girl shall lose, said Naruto, loud enough for everyone to hear. What? No, she won't. She will finally beat Neji and prove how strong she is to him and everyone who put her down, said Menma. Naruto turned to Menma with a strange look. Who are you trying to convince? Me, or yourself, because you know how strong she is and it isn't enough. I can feel her chakra level and it won't be enough to win. That is just stating the facts, she will lose, said Naruto with a monotone voice. Shut up, she'll win, said Menma, as he grit his teeth toward Naruto. Hinata heard the conversation between the two brothers and smiled. Menma believed in her. Now she knew she wasn't going to lose. Let the match, cough, begin, said Gecko as he jumped away. Same as Kan and Menma watched as Neji whooped Hinata's ass up and down the arena. This wasn't supposed to happen, he said as he gripped the bars of the railing. Menma, thought Kushina and Mito as they watched the fury in his eyes. Hinata was cut up and bruised everywhere, but she still stood up to fight. Why do you still continue? You lost, any more fighting will cause further injury, asked Neji. Because I want to prove that I can do it. To let those who believe in me know that I can hold my own, she said, but then a glob of blood came out of her mouth from her past injuries. Well, apparently they can't depend on you. How pathetic. It sickens me to see you even try something when you knew you were going to fail. Your own little sister has a better chance than you would ever have, yelled Neji, as he prepared to strike Hinata down. He ran up to her, with his palm extended. Now die, he yelled as he was about to strike, if it wasn't for the Jonin, Kakashi, Guy, Kurenai, and Asuma, stopping him. Before Hinata could fall out on the bloody floor, Menma caught her in his arms. Hinata-chan, stay awake, he yelled to her face. I'm sorry. I didn't, she could finish as she coughed again. Don't worry about it. You did great, he said as he started to tear up. Meanwhile, Team 7 was watching from the stands. Do you see that? Said Naruto. If we didn't train, we would have looked like that. These people are pathetic, nothing here shows their strengths, only their feelings. That's why I tell you to always to focus during a battle, cause if you don't, this happens, said Naruto, as Sasuke and Sakura nodded their heads. Kakashi looked upon the scene and saw how the two listened to Naruto, but nothing he said. Why did I turn out to be a bad sensei? These kids have gotten strong without me. They are right, I am too lazy and selfish to be a good sensei, he thought as looked at them. When everything calmed down again, the exam continued. Will Kabuto and Fu come down to the arena? Said Gecko. The two came down to field in their battle stances. Good luck, said Kabuto. Thanks, you too. She replied. Begin, yelled Gecko. Kabuto then rushed at Fu with a kunai at hand. He was about to stab Fu, but Fu grabbed his wrist and pulled forward, turned around, and threw Kabuto to the wall, causing a lot of pain. Poison gas, yelled Fu as a purple gas came from her mouth and surrounded Kabuto, as he fell from the imprint on the wall that he was forced into. She's good, thought Naruto as he watched the scene below. Ugh, groaned Kabuto as he started to suffer the effects of the gas. He walked out of it trembling, before falling to the ground. I surrender, he said to Gecko. Winner, cough, cough, Fu, said Gecko. Yeah, said Fu as she screamed in delight. She acts like Sakura though, thought Naruto as he looked upon the scene with interest. Please, return to your side of the stands, Fu-san, said Gecko. Oh, yeah, right, she said as she scratched the back of her head and ran up to her team. Will Gaara of the Sand and Rock Lee come down to the floor? Cough, coughed said Gecko. Same as Kan and Menma Uzumaki Namikaze and Amaya come down to the floor, said Gecko. Good luck, Menma-ni, said Mito with a smile. You can do this Menma-kun, said Kushina. Thanks, he said as he jumped down to meet Amaya. Let the match cough, begin, said Gecko as he jumped away. Kage Bushin, said Menma as he made 10 copies of himself and surrounded Amaya. Give up, you won't win, he said. I don't care if I am outnumbered, I will still fight, she said. She then pulled out a scroll and what came up surprised everyone. It was a sword, it looked basic, but the size made the differences in regular swords. That sword has to be at least 6 feet long. And it's wide, yelled Menma. Yup, and that's not the only thing, she said. She then swung the blade, and some parts of the sword started to separate from each other, held by a metal string in the middle. The sword went from 6 feet to 13 feet quickly. In one motion of her arm, the sword destroyed all the clones and almost hit Menma, if he hadn't dodged in the last second. The sword is the same as the one Hibana Daiaida had from Deadman Wonderland, please look up to understand more. My sword is a hybrid between a sword and a whip. Its name is Snake Scale. I have taken many of my opponents by surprise with this sword, so don't underestimate me, she said with a smile. Noted. I'll just have to do something different then, he said to her. Kage Bushin, he said as he made 5 copies. This again. I guess you haven't learned yet, she said as she readied her weapon. I'm doing this for a reason, he said as the clones rushed at her. She swung her sword, which came apart as a whip again and went towards Menma. Menma went under the attack as his clones held the sword down. Menma then started to form hand signs. Raiton, twitching limb, he yelled. He sent his lightning chakra to his hands, and ran towards Amaya. He then touched Amaya's arms, causing them to shock, making her scream. Menma then kicked her in her midsection, making her fall back. Ugh, you brat. You'll pay. She then stopped as she noticed that she couldn't feel her arms at all. What did you do? She asked. I sent my chakra to your arms' muscles and nerves. I made them so numb, that you won't move them for a while, surrender now, he said with a smile. Bruh, I surrender. No point in fighting now, I depend on my sword too much, she said in defeat. It was a good match. Your sword really is unordinary. If I hadn't dodged at the last second, I would have died for sure, he said as he helped Amaya up and sealed her sword for her. Winner, Menma Uzumaki Namikaze, said Gecko. Menma went back up to the stands to receive praises from his team. Will Dosu and Choji Akamaiki come down to the floor? Said Gecko. Same as Kan and winner, Dosu Kinuta, said Gecko as he watched Asuma and Shikamaru try to pry Choji out the wall her was stuck in. Will Mito Uzumaki Namikaze and Aiko come down to the floor? Mito and Aiko glared at each other as they readied themselves for the battle ahead. Begin, yelled Gecko. Mito and Aiko rushed at each other in taijutsu. Mito threw her uppercut, only for Aiko to lean back and try to kick at Mito. Mito spun around the kick and was about to punch at Aiko, but she backflipped and kicked Mito under chin, make her fall back. Weren't ready for that, were you? Said a cocky Aiko. I am not done yet, yelled Mito as she ran back in pursuit. Aiko got two kunais and attacked. She went to slash at Mito, but she grabbed her arms and threw them upwards, exposing her midsection. Mito attached there, but Aiko dropped down underneath her kick, and tried to stab her beneath her thigh, but it felt like she was wrapped up in something. She looked down to see her arms and lower body. Chakra chains in effect, said Mito as she lowered herself. But how? Trailed Aiko, but she saw some chains come from Mito's back and went underneath the ground and came back up from behind her, constricting her body. I yield, she said. Winner, Mito Uzumaki Namikaze, yelled Gecko. Good job, Mito-chan, yelled Kushina to Mito when she made it back up to the stands. She was then smothered in Kushina's hug. K-Car-chan. Will all the winners of the preliminaries come down to the floor? Cough, cough, said Gecko. They all came down and he brought a box with a hole on the top. The box holds numbers that will match you up for the finals. Cough, cough, any question, said Gecko. Yes, I wish to not participate for the finals, said Sai. Why Sai? You worked this hard to, though, said Menma. I know, but I feel as if I am the weakest here. That, and I didn't fight in the preliminaries, so it doesn't feel right. I am glad that I made it this far, I am ready to quit, said Sai. Are you cough, cough positive, said Gecko. Yes, said Sai as he moved up to the stands. Well then, cough, cough, everyone else may choose. When everyone has a number, call then out in order, said Gecko. As everyone got 1, the matches were stated. 1, said Naruto. 2, said Gaara. 3, said Mito. 4, said Sasuke. 5, said Shikamaru. 6, said Temari. 7, said Fu. 8, said Sakura. 9, said Kankuro. 10, said Shino. 11, said Neji. 12, said Menma. 13, said Dosu. Gecko wrote the matches on a blackboard and turned to the genin. The matches will proceed like this. Cough, cough, round 1, Naruto vs. Gaara of the Sand. Cough, cough, round 2, Mito Uzumaki Namikaze vs Sasuke Uchiha. Cough, cough, round 3, Shikamaru Naru vs Temari of the Sand. Cough, cough, round 4, Fu vs Sakura Haruno. Cough, cough, round 5, Kankuro of the Sand vs Shino Aburama. Cough, cough, and round 6, Neji Hyuga vs Menma Uzumaki Namikaze. Dosu Kinuta will have a later fixed match. The Hokage will take it from here, said Gecko as he jumped back as Minato stepped forward. Congratulations on making it this far. The finals of the Chunin exams will be held in 1 month from now, said Minato. Why not have it now? Asked Temari. Because your opponent has seen new moves. The month will give you time to train and learn new moves to get the advantage on your opponent. Now to explain how the finals will work, said Minato. The first battles will be held during day 1, the start of the finals. The more you win to the finals, you will fight a battle for another day. Seeing how the chart is now, the finals will last for 4 days. So, go out and get stronger, and when you come back for the finals, represent your village well. That is all. I'll see you all in a month's time, said Minato as he went to Kushina. The teams started to disperse, but Naruto pulled Sasuke and Sakura to the side. What is it, Naruto? Is it about the training we'll be doing during the month, said Sakura. No, it is the complete opposite of that, Naruto said as he looked at Sasuke and Sakura. What is that, said Sasuke. We are no longer a team, stated Naruto. What? The two said. You heard me. You two are strong. I told you that we would prove Konoha wrong and we did. We passed expectations for this team. Now, I don't need you two anymore, said Naruto. Naruto, you don't mean that, right? Asked a now sad Sakura. I mean everything I say. This team is over. The future shall change in where we will split paths. I'm just doing it early. I have no use for you two anymore. Goodbye, he said as he started to walk away. Naruto, said Sasuke as he looked at Naruto's retreating form. Naruto, said Sasuke as he ran up to Naruto. By this time, he was turning the corner. Sasuke went around the corner and placed his hand on Naruto's shoulder. So you just say that you don't need us anymore, and walk away. After everything that we have been through as a team, whispered Sasuke as he looked down, his hair shadowing his eyes. Yes, train on your own, said Naruto as he started walking again. Naruto, yelled Sasuke again, making Naruto stop. I have the feeling deep down that you don't want to leave, because if you do, you'll be lonely again. So why are you leaving, for real? Give me an explanation now, yelled Sasuke. Naruto just turned his head over his shoulder to look at Sasuke. I told you to turn off those cursed eyes when you talk to me, said Naruto. Sasuke didn't even know that he activated his Sharingan. Goodbye, said Naruto, and he disappeared in a red flash. Uzumaki Namikaze estas Minato, Kushina, Menma, and Mito were all surrounded the dinner table, talking and laughing, celebrating the two genin getting to the finals. Good job, you two. I knew you could do it, said Kushina. Thanks, Ka-chan, said the two genin. Up next is the finals. Do you feel confident on your matches, said Minato. I don't know about mine. Sasuke-san quickly went through his opponent during his battle. He didn't even have to try. I'm going to have to really train hard to beat him, said Mito with confidence in her voice. Well, I know I will beat Neji, and I'll make Hinata feel better while doing it. And I'll go all the way and beat everyone in my way, yelled Menma. As if, you can't even see that your pants zipper is down, said Mito. Everyone else laughed at Menma, causing him to be embarrassed. The family kept talking and partying. It was a happy time in the household of the Izunamika's family. Nothing could ruin the moment. Yeah, right. Naruto's cell. Naruto was sitting down on his bed, looking at the chains that held him to the walls of his cell. His eyes flashed red as he looked down at them with a smile. It's time, said Naruto. He then started to gather his yokai in his palms. Anti-seal corrosion, said Naruto. The seals on the chains started to glow red and then started to gain rust, as if they were the oldest seal ever. The seals started to get weaker and weaker, until the chains broke off of Naruto's wrist. Naruto stood up and gathered his supplies and walked to the door of his cell. He opened the door and started to climb the stairs back up above ground. Naruto climbed the stairs some more until he reached what looked like the back of a vault-like door that you would find in banks to hold tons of money. Naruto put his hand to the door and channeled his yokai to the door. Anti-seal corrosion, he said again. His yokai started to eat away at the seals until they were all gone. The vault door then came open. How fun this shall get, he said as he headed towards the exit, free from the seals that hindered him. Dining room. The family heard a big thud from somewhere in the house. What's going on, said Menma as he looked around. You know, you two aren't the only ones who made it to the finals. I should be celebrating too, right? Said Naruto with a cocky smile on his face as he turned the corner from the hallway to the dining room. Naruto, how did you leave your room? Said Minato, as he used the word room instead of cell, because of Menma and Mito were present. Simple, I busted out of there. Your seals were too weak for me to hold, said Naruto. He then grabbed a plate of food and sat down at the dining table. So this is how it feels to sit at a dining table. I don't like it, but I think it's you guys messing up my first time at a table, said Naruto. He started to eat his food. How? Those seals are unbreakable. How did you do it? Yelled Kushina, as she stood up from the table. Naruto just looked at her for a second and said, This food is good. I must commend you for your skill in the kitchen, Kushina, said Naruto, ignoring her question. Stop changing the question and answer me, yelled Kushina as she slammed her hands into the table. I ate the seals away with my yokai, simple as that, he said as he continued eating. You destroyed a seal with the same thing it's supposed to suppress. How does? I don't time to play 20 question. I shall tell you what's going to happen during the finals, said Naruto, grabbing everyone's attention. Naruto cleared his throat and looked at Menma and Mito. If you two face me in the finals, I shall kill you, he said. What? Everyone at the table. You can't do that, they're your siblings, yelled Kushina. Did you really just say that? When have those two ever treat me like their older brother? When have you or Minato ever treat me like a son, said a calm Naruto. When she heard this she continued. Because you're a demon, she said. You held both the Kyuubi's soul and chakra when you were a Jinchuriki, does that make you a demon as well? He said to her. That made her shut up. But you are right about one thing, I am a demon. Well, half, said Naruto. What do you mean, said Minato. The day I killed that mob of people who wanted to kill me. At this, everyone at the table flinched. The Kyuubi turned me into a half-demon, letting me handle its yokai and kill them. Said Naruto. But why say that you will kill us in the finals, said Mito. With this, Naruto gained an insane grin. Well, because of revenge, of course. He said. Revenge, said Menma. Yes, revenge. All the suffering I went through as a child, and even now, it has made me strong. All the beatings, torture, stabs, glares, and the discrimination I had to deal with. It was all because of you. Said Naruto as he pointed his finger at Minato. I was never born a demon, you made me one. Because of you, I had to deal with the village's hate, and then I was casted away where I didn't see the light of day for 2 years. And then when the Kyuubi would mentally torture me. Said Naruto. What? Said Minato as he looked upon Naruto with surprise. Yes, I haven't gotten this strong by myself. The Kyuubi tricked me into opening the seal one day, and she gained control of my mind. She could do whatever she wanted to me, and I couldn't do anything about it. Do you know how it feels to not even control your own body? To not have any control over your own thoughts. Your mind. The Kyuubi would train me day in and day out in my mindscape, and if I didn't do right, Naruto's insane grin just got larger, the torture would begin. The room started to get filled with ki, freezing the family as they saw a red hue start to surround Naruto. Inside my mind, I would be tied down to a table, and the Kyuubi would have a sick joy into finding what she found so attractive to me, why she liked me so much. Was it my attitude? My outlook on life? My hatred for my own family? Said Naruto. The chakra around Naruto started to form into a fox, smiling down at the family, making him even more scared. She would do whatever she wanted to me, and no matter who loud I screamed, no one would hear me. Because you locked me in a cell, for a reason I had no choice to choose in order to live. Yelled Naruto. He then looked straight at Kushina, knowing this was going to hit her the hardest. And let's not even get started on the rape. Naruto whispered, but everyone heard. Rape, said Kushina, as she looked upon Naruto. Yes, rape. Kurama-chan was so obsessed with me, that she would even rape a little boy. The first time it happened was when I was 9, and then I only got worse. Days, I wouldn't be able to wake up, because of the things that she would be doing to me. How she would rape me until I almost lost my mind by the pain I would be going through, but she would only heal me, saying that her mate didn't need to be a vegetable. For years this went on, but you all don't care. You just make fun of me, hate me, alienated me. Don't you think you all deserve punishment? Naruto, whimpered Kushina. She was now crying her eyes out, realizing what she had done. When I got on a team of genin, I then find out that my sensei, my own sensei, was one of those who hurt me. He put a fucking lightning blade through my shoulder. But I don't go to a hospital. No, I sleep of my injury behind a dumpster, while you all sleep in your nice cozy rooms, thinking of such a good day that you all had as a family. He said as Naruto then started to cry, but his insane look was still on his face. What was so different about me then my siblings, tell me? He yelled to Minato and Kushina. Naruto, I didn't know that you went through that. I realize my mistake, but please, don't take it out on Menma and Mito. Said Minato with a sorrowful look in his eyes. No, they shall die if they fight me. Mito may be lucky, and just lose to the Uchiha, but he'll destroy her, but I can kill her later. But you, he said as he pointed as Menma. You have the biggest chance to make it to the finals, and you will fight me, and you will die. And you know what's the best thing? You know I can. You saw what I did to Kiba. None of you even saw me move. I'll have no guilt in tearing you to pieces, yelled Naruto, as Menma looked at Naruto with the most afraid face upon him. Naruto, he said, in the forest of death, you wouldn't believe who I met in there. Orochimaru, the snake Sannin, of all people, he said. What? Said Minato. Yes, I faced him. And I had him running for the hills. If I can defeat a cage-level ninja, then I can for sure defeat a minor genin, yelled Naruto. Naruto then calmed down, the ki retracting back into his body. Simply, I can to tell you this. You messed up when you abandoned me. I have no morals, killing doesn't affect me negatively, causing pain brings me glee. But I could have turned out differently. I could have been the proud child of the Yellow Flash and the Red Death, but I only became the demon of Konoha, the plaything of the villagers, ninja and civilian alike. But now, I step out from hiding my power, and I shall destroy," he said. Naruto then rose from the table and started to walk towards the exit. "Please don't go, Naruto-ni," yelled Mito. "I know I haven't been the best sister, and I know I hurt you so much, but let me make it up to you. Something. Anything. Please," she said as she put her hand on his shoulder, only for some red chakra in the form of a fist punch her dead in her stomach, causing a glob of blood to come out of her mouth, but she stood still. "Naruto-chan, please. Ka-chan is sorry. I shouldn't have treated you like that. After all, I held the same thing for longer, but I wasn't treated like a demon. Please give us another chance. We can change the villagers' minds about you together," said Kushina with a sad smile, not even worrying about the gasping Mito. "I do not forgive, nor show mercy," he said as he walked towards the door. He then stopped in front of the door and turned towards Minato. "Here is a fun fact, Minato. Did you know that you failed in your attempts to seal the Kyuubi's chakra into Menma and Mito?" he said. "What do you mean?" said Minato. "You thought you sealed 50% of the Kyuubi's chakra into Mito and Menma, but you actually sealed 50% of the chakra of the Kyuubi and you sealed the soul of it in me as well. Menma and Mito only have 25% of the Kyuubi chakra in them. But those two are praised for holding the chakra, while I'm hated for hold the soul. TCH, what a joke," he said. Naruto was about to grab the door handle, but smiled as he got an idea in his head as he turned to the trembling family. "See you at the finals, a slaughtering will occur there," he said. He then vanished. In a red flash. Konoha's forest. Naruto was outside in the forest, walking towards an old mansion, going to get another ally in his plan. Apparently, this girl Genjutsu can actually become real and make injuries. But she also hates Konoha. "Just my type," he said. Naruto kept walking until he felt something weird. Naruto then feel out. Mindscape. Naruto watched in horror as the seal that Orochimaru put on him broke down, and the wall that was blocking the cage that held the Kyuubi, fell down. Kurama, in all her glory, stepped out the rumble, ran up to Naruto, and hugged him. "Naruto, oh how much I missed you," she yelled as she held him tighter. "No, it wasn't supposed, I promise that we'll never be separated again," she said with a soft voice. "No, no, no." Naruto then pushed Kurama off of him as he looked at her in anger. "I got rid of you. I controlled my own body for the first time in years. I could go to sleep, without worry what would happen if I came in here. And then you come back to haunt me. Not anymore," he yelled. "Mass cage bushin," yelled Naruto. Then, thousands of Narutos appeared in the mindscape. Then the clones started to pair together making little balls of chakra in their hands, but then made large balls of chakra with a shuriken surrounding it. "Ultimate Raisin Shuriken Barrage," yelled Naruto as he threw thousands of super yokai powered up shurikens of death toward Kurama. "You've become strong, Naruto," she said as a red chakra surrounded her. "But I'm still stronger." The attacks hit the Kyuubi dead on. Explosions everywhere, destroying everything in sight. The explosions lasted for 20 minutes, and Naruto saw the damage. His mindscape was destroyed, and he was just floating in nowhere. Then, everything popped back up, the forest, mansion, lake, the sky, everything. Chains came from the ground and tied Naruto up. He looked up to see Kurama. She had lost her right arm, and 3 tails. She was cut up everywhere, no part of her skin was marked with her blood or dirt. Then, something happened that scared Naruto shitless. She started to heal. A red chakra took over her form, and the arms started to regrow, her tails were healed and grown, flesh was clean like it was never marked, and that evil smirk came back as she looked at Naruto. "You know, being locked up in that seal again made me come up with an idea. It shall succeeded, and when it does." She kissed Naruto on the lips and then looked at him, eye to eye. "You'll finally be mine," she yelled as she bit Naruto on his shoulder. "G," yelled Naruto. Naruto then fainted from the pain. "Sweet dreams, Naruto-kun," said Kurama as she activated the Genjutsu. Genjutsu realm. Naruto was powerless, he couldn't do anything as he was tortured by the same villagers and his family for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Kurama came and killed them all. This happened over and over, the part where Kurama saved him, and each time she was done, she would look back and say, "All you need is your Kurama-chan." Over and over it was replied. All the things she did for him. All the things she taught him. How for him to be him. He would finally listen. Mindscape. Kurama was laying in bed with Naruto's unconscious body, as she heard the whimpers that came from his mouth. Then it stopped. Naruto opened his eyes and looked at Kurama. "Naruto," she said as he looked at her. "I love you," he said, and that made her smile. "I'm sorry for not listening all that time, not doing what you were saying, telling me to do, not loving you equally, but now I realize that you are the only person I care about. I love you even more than I love myself. You are the only person I need, Kurama-chan," he said with tears in his eyes. "Oh, Naruto. You don't know how long I wanted to hear that. I love you too, and together, nobody will stop us," she said with a smile as she hugged him, which he returned. "Kurama-chan, thank you," he said. Kurama just smiled that evil smile that started it all finally. "I have broken Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. And he's all mine," she thought. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.